Hey everyone. So this is like what third, fourth time I have to redo this video, and that's just because I had to check into a few things and I had to do some more digging. But anyway, I just wanted to do this. I tried to keep away from anything that could be as biased or yeah, just basically biased or as opinionated as possible. So there was a few things from like I had like one or two from Wikipedia, stuff like that, and I was like, I still might actually. I think I get rid of it though. But anyway, let's hop into this as to why I am not voting for this ad. I'm not gonna try and cuss. I don't even know the guy, but I do say I am not voting for him. I'm just not going to. This is one of the reasons. This is not the only reason. This is not. If you want, I won't probably. It's a big reason. I don't want to say main, but it's probably up there anyway. But definitely a big factor as to why I'm not voting for this guy. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about. As we can see here, require background checks on all gun sales and firearms that only get into the hands of responsible law-abiding individuals. This means finally closing the gun show online and boyfriend loopholes. Okay, let's check into this. Gun show loopholes FAQ. What is a gun show? The gun show is temporary markets for guns and ammunition. Blah blah blah. What's the difference between licensed dealers? And keep in mind, this is Coalition to Stop Gun Violence. You know what? Right here, the Coalition to Stop Gun Violence. So let's just hop into this. Let's just jump down into it. Why is it important to get rid of the gun show loophole? The gun show loophole makes it very easy for guns to fall into the hands of prohibited individuals, including criminals and juveniles. You can normally at least ask for someone's ID to see how old they are. Closing the loophole would put a barrier between the legal and illegal markets for guns. It is more difficult for law enforcement to trace firearms sold in secondary markets. Secondhand firearms typically have left the possessions of a licensed dealer where records are kept. They're reached in hands of unlicensed sellers who is not required to keep records. Keep this in mind. I might have to try and remember to come back to this. Typically have left the possessions of a licensed dealer. Okay, so. But yeah, possessions of a license. Okay. How can we close the gun show loophole? A simple closing this dangerous loophole merely requires unlicensed gun sellers at gun shows to conduct the same instant background check that licensed dealers must conduct. Do background checks work? Yes, since 1994. Goes on about it. Can't we just enforce existing laws instead of passing new ones? In order to enforce existing laws, we must give police the tools they need to do so. The criminal background check is one of the most effective tools we can give them to keep guns out of the hands of criminals. The current law bearing sales of prohibited buyers, such as convicted felons and fugitives from justice, cannot be enforced effectively unless sellers are required to verify that their buyers are not in a prohibited category. If we want to better enforce existing laws, we need to do everything possible to prevent guns from falling in the hands of criminals. When closing the gun show loophole violates Second Amendment. Blah blah blah. Just I will rest opinion. 3 things to know about the gun show loophole. Let's see. Where do we get it? Okay. Federal licensed gun sellers are required to run background checks, but not all sellers are required to be licensed. Some of those unlicensed sellers sell at gun shows. This is basically like private sellers. That's it. Anyone who works for a company has to do a background check. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Someone like me, however, yes, I could sell you that one of those I got in the back, and that's it. It'd be legal. So it's not a gun show loophole. It's your property. You can do what you want with it. It's not clear how many sellers are licensed and how many are not. Some studies are out of date. Well, Coalition to Stop Gun Violence was sitting there saying, "Oh, it keeps it, talking about how effective it would be. If the government doesn't even know who's licensed and who's not, then how in the hell would they even know?" It's this is from PolitiFact, I should point out too. I can't say as to how biased or unbiased they are, but still, X is one of the phrase gun show loophole is imprecise at best, but people do buy guns without having to undergo background checks. And I think that's the last one. Yes. So again, it's just like it's a private seller, whatever. I want to sell mine. That's it. Let's hop into this 2017 NICS operations report. NICS is the national something. I forget the whole criminal. I forget. Just basically your background check. So whenever you get a background check, there's always the NICS, what they call. So here are next NICS e-check. This is just for your online where you want to, if you want to fill it out online too, maybe buy a gun online or to get your FFL license, if I remember correctly. So here we are, and let's see, firearms explosives. As we can see, 2017 or 2002, they shot up to the highest in 2016, second highest 2017. Here we are again, 2002. Okay, no explosives, but firearms. As we can see, there's an increase. Same thing with explosives, increase. 2017, NICS operations, increase the NICS e-check. 79.95% increase from, Jesus. No, it wouldn't be, okay, yeah, I guess overall, sorry. Anyway, I'm gonna try not to make this too long. Let's see. Closing the boyfriend loophole. Here we are, the boyfriend loophole. Let's close that. 1996 federal has largely prohibited people with domestic abuse misdemeanors from accessing guns, but what Oregon did was close the gap in federal state by expanding the definition of domestic partners to intimate partners. Oh, intimate partner. Under the new state law, someone who is convicted of a domestic abuse misdemeanor who only dated their victim, never lived with them, and never had children together cannot buy or own a gun. A lot of people who commit domestic violence are dating partners. They're not in a relationship. They are recognized under federal law as domestic relationships, and therefore those abusers are not prohibited from purchasing or possessing firearms. Keep in mind, I brought up the Duluth model, where a woman just has to basically accuse you of doing it, and you're guilty automatically. There's no jury. It's just you're guilty. Known as the boyfriend loophole. The gun ban extends to those under a restraining order or convicted of stalking is a big step to protect single women, according to the supporters. Convicted of stalking or under a restraining order. This is the form you fill out when you buy a gun. Now, keep in mind, this is not going by the honor system. It is if you lie to the federal government. Basically, it is you. Anything you put here that's false. You are lying to the federal government while trying to get a deadly weapon, if you will, a deadly weapon. A firearm, whatever you want to call it, it's still, it's, you are basically filling out a form to the government saying everything you're saying is true. You can be found in contempt of court if you lie when you're caught. If you're caught lying or swearing under oath. Imagine, yeah, I want this thing that yes does has the ability to kill somebody. Here's my form. I'm gonna lie to you. So as you can see, anyway, ethnicity Hispanic or Latin. Just goes in your height, weight, gender, blah blah blah, the year. You don't have to put your social security, but it does speed things up because if you have the similar name to somebody or a same name, and that person has a record, it will come up. They just assume it's you. It's possible to just be assumed that it's you. Let's see. Let's see. Are you an actual transfer buyer of the firearm? Keep in mind this is for a strawman purchase. It is illegal to do a strawman purchase. Are you under indictment of information of any court or for a felony or any other crime in which the judge could imprison you for more than 1 year? Have you ever been convicted of any court of a felony or any other crime in which the judge could imprison you for more than 1 year? If you get imprisoned for more than a year, you legally can't buy a gun. If you are a fugitive from justice. Keep in mind they actually do look for warrants and stuff like that. It's just whatever. And I don't know. Are you an unlawful user of or addicted to marijuana or any depressant, stimulation, narcotic, drug, or any other controlled substance? The use or possession of marijuana remains unlawful under federal law, regardless of whether it has been legalized or decriminalized for medical or recreational purpose in the state where you reside. Have you ever been objectified to the mental defective, or have you ever been committed to a mental institute? So obviously you can't buy one of there. And they do, again, there's going to be a record. They check into this. Have you ever been discharged from the armed forces under dishonorable conditions? Are you subject to the court order restraining you from harassing, stalking, or threatening your child or an intimate partner or child of such partner? Keep in mind, it doesn't say your wife. It doesn't say what were they saying? It's not recognized or whatever. Oh, they're dating, so they're technically this doesn't recognize that. Are you subject to a court restraining order from harassing, stalking, threatening your child or an intimate partner or child of such partner? So it's already banned. You're already not allowed to own a gun for anything like this. Have you ever been convicted of any court misdemeanor crime of domestic violence? Country of citizenship, have you ever renounced your citizen? Blah, 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 it just goes in there. Are you an alien illegally or unlawfully in the United States? So, kind of took that one out. Oh, stop weapons. So is it a war for and high capacity magazines to ensure that firearms is designed to kill, blah, blah, blah. I don't really care, but anyway. All right. On this right here, because where is it? It talks about the guns. Oh, okay, sorry, I skipped ahead. So anyway, here, block erosion of the licensed carry standards opposing concealed carry recipients. So let's see. Let's move that over. Here we are. May issue to residents only. This is these states may issue to residents and non-residents. Here we are. Constitutional carry and shall issue on to residents only. So in other words, your license isn't good in every state just because you have a license. A license in Florida doesn't allow you to freaking, carry in Texas. Having one in Texas doesn't allow you to carry in New York or California or anywhere else. None of these really affect the other, unless something's changed from what that I don't know about. Anyway, how did I do that? Anyway, oh yes, the buying a gun online myth. Find the gun you want, you pay this directly to the firearm, click here for payment options, choose your FFL to a federal firearms license. We cannot ship a gun direct to you. We do ship it to the local FFL dealer of your choice. Any legitimate gun store or gun dealer has an FFL license. Pawn shops and collectors may also have them. Pick up your gun. Inspect your gun before accepting the transfer. If you are not happy for any reason, leave the gun at the dealers. We will have it picked up for free and offer you an exchange or refund at no cost. So you can do your next background check online, and you can also do it when you go to any store that has an FFL dealer. From what I understand, they normally it's when you get there, then you do the background check. It's paid for, but you have to do the background check before you can walk away with it. If you fail, or if it's held up for whatever reason, you're not allowed to just walk out with the damn gun. You have to leave it there, and you can come back. They'll give you a call and like, oh yeah, by the way, you passed your next check or whatever. You can come pick up the gun on this day or whatever, this day time, whatever. It's not you can just buy one and they ship it right to you. So that is bullshit. Here we are. The shooter's log. Throwback there's AR-15 and versus the 5.56 mil spec. Sorry, chambers. So let's see. Stop selling weapons of war and high-capacity magazines to ensure the firearm is designed to kill us effectively. Blah blah blah. Okay, so weapons of war. Keep that in mind. Let's see. What's the biggest difference in the AR-15? Remember, this is what I was saying about the AR-15, 223 and mil spec 556 chambers. Most people do not know I think you can shoot both kinds of ammo through either one, right? Then they buy the AR-15 and start to get more educated. Frequently, they later have regrets. They did not get the AR-15 with the chamber they wanted because they did not know what to ask. We are going to cover the major options of the AR-15 chambers, including the mil-spec chambers and the benefits of each. So let's see, limit this to the 223 RAM and the 556 chambers will address ARs and other calibers, such as the 308. Okay, well, let's skip into it. The RAM chamber. I remember they always talking about that one news reporter said the guy had 223 caliber rifle. That was hilarious. But anyway, first let us cover the most common AR-15 chambers in the 223 Remington. Most common AR-15. Keep in mind, most common Remington chamber, commonly called the 223 Rem or just 223. Most AR-15s also come with chrome-lined chambers and barrels. It does not make sense if manufacturing process only to have a bore barrel and or only the chamber chrome line. Okay, it just goes in. 223 chambers are made of the SAM, Sporting Arms and Ammunition Manufacturers Institute specs, not mil spec. So the chambers are slightly tighter and smaller than mil spec 556 chambers normally. That is not a problem since the most plentiful ammo available to civilians is 223 and not 5.56. But many people buy ARs with 223 chambers because they do not know any better, and then they find out the drawbacks to the ARs with 223 chambers. Myth. The first drawback to 223 chambers of the AR is the myth that you can shoot 556 mil spec through it. The manufacturers that print the two calibers on rifles and their rifle manual synonymously further perpetuate that myth. You can only shoot 556 through your 223 chambered AR-15, but you can shoot, but you may regret it. Since 556 mil-spec ammo is loaded hotter and has a higher chamber pressure built to the SAMI specs, the mil-spec, the 223 chamber, is ever so slightly smaller than the 556 mil-spec chamber, so you can shoot 556 in a 223 chamber, and the case cannot expand as much as it would in a 556 chamber. So I'm just gonna you know what I mean? Like, I think that right there should basically explain what's gonna happen. You have a round this hotter load, stronger gunpowder in a smaller chamber that's not meant to handle a hotter load with stronger gunpowder. And keep in mind, when you aim a rifle, bullets coming out, the bullets exploding here to send, or it's exploding here to send the bullet out. And when you're aiming, and then you see the brass comes out. If something goes catastrophically wrong, you can imagine what might happen to your face. So, technically, no, I don't get me wrong, there's some AR-15s that come chambered in 556, but again, we're looking at the shooter's log. I'm sure they don't think someone's an anti-gun person to come over here and look this up. The FBI's expanded homicide data table 8 from the FBI. Total firearms, let's see. As we can see here, firearms going down, handgun shootings, deaths, whatever, homicide, going down, rifles going down, shotguns going down, other guns, I don't know. Apparently, okay, so that's going up, but what the hell is other gun? I don't know what other gun is. I'm sorry. I guess that's just what they can't tell. So whatever that is, that's going up. Fine. But all the ones that pretty much anyone's gonna have, unless this is like, or other gun is like some, Fallout gun. I don't know, but I honestly don't. That's not me being a smartass. Like, that's what the hell is that? Like is it, like I said, is it really a Fallout gun? In that case, all the gun laws in the world ain't gonna help you. But anyway, as you can see, these are going down. Let's see, 5 facts about gun crime in the U.S. Violent crime in the U.S. has fallen sharply over the past quarter century. This is Pew Research, by the way. Take it however you will. I'm sorry. I hear some people criticize Pew Research, others enjoy it. I've heard plenty of people on the left agree with Pew Research, though. Property crime has declined significantly over the long term, and public perception about crime in the U.S. is often don't align with the data. Public perception of the crime rate to odds with data. Saying there's more crime. Okay, so saying there's more violent crimes per 1,000 ages 12 and older. People think there's more crime, there's a lot less crime. Here we are, the FBI's overall. Overall violent crime, down. Murder, up. Rape, down. Robbery, down. Aggravated assault, down. Overall property crime, down. Burglary, down. Larceny, theft, down. Motor vehicle theft, oh, that's way up. Arson, down. Now, let's see if I can do this, guys. I'm sorry. It's going to be another one of my cluster. I will try not to say the word. And there we go. Here we go. NICS firearm background checks. Keep in mind, everything went down. I showed the crime rates or gun homicides going down from 1999, 1999 to 2018. As we can see, background checks have gone way up. I mean, look at that. And keep in mind, they're not even through the year yet. This is 1990. Oh, sorry, 1998. Not even through the year yet of 2018. But I mean, let's go back to when Obama was president. So, as we can see, there's more people buying more. There's more guns out there. It's a fact. There's more guns. People are like, oh well, it's probably the same people buying them. I can't say yes. I can't say no. If you make the claim, the burden of proof is on you to prove it. Yes. All right. And let me make sure. Okay. It happened to me one time where I was recording and it stayed on one screen. I didn't know it. And here we are. Bureau of Justice Statistics selected findings. Let's see. But if here we go. Although most crimes is not committed with guns, most gun crimes is committed with handguns. Although most available guns are not used in crime, information about the 223 million guns available to the general public provide a context for evolution of crime preferences for guns. By definition, stolen guns are available to criminals. The FBI's National Crime Information Center, NCIC, stolen gun file contains over 2 million reports. 60% are reports of stolen handguns. 60%. 60% of these gun crimes from stolen ones. In 1994, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms received an over 85,132 requests from law enforcement agencies for traces of guns used in crimes. Over 3/4 of the guns traced back to the ATF 1994 were handguns, mostly pistols. So majority of guns used in crimes are stolen. So, let's see. One person. This guy has an entire team, basically, of people helping him out. Oh, I'm sorry. And also, fully support federal research on gun violence to show what we can better understand and address its root causes. So let's see. And he's saying, what was it? Oh, support federal research. Okay, so Bureau of Justice Service is saying that majority of these gun crimes are from stolen guns. The FBI is saying overall violent crime is down. Obviously murder, but we don't know what they're using to murder with. Okay, at least according to Pew Research, crime is down with more guns. According to the FBI, from 2009 to 2013, gun crimes have gone down. Let's see. You can't buy a gun online. There's a difference between the civilian AR-15 and a mil-spec AR-15 or M4, whatever you want to call it. Boyfriends who are abusive, threatening, stalking, harassing women they've had an intimate relationship with already are banned from owning guns. And your concealed carry license isn't good in every state. The NICS has already also proven that there's higher gun sales or gun checks. So for someone who's coming about causation, causality, blah blah blah, it's already been proven. So anyway, reason why I'm not voting for Beto. This guy doesn't do his research. Why is it one guy alone is able to look into this and figure all this out when this politician who's supposed to know everything he says, supposed to know everything, well, not supposed to know everything, but supposed to have an idea what he's talking about, he's supposedly looked into all this, hasn't. I was able to figure this out on my own. So no, I'm not voting for Beto. And yes, this gives an idea of what state I'm living in, but I mean, I imagine people figured it out. Let's see. So I pretty much debunked everything on this list. And honestly, I did. This took me one night to look into, and I'm just recording it the day after. I had another one, but it was opinion. It was more of my opinion piece, but I figured, fuck it, I'm gonna do some actual research and completely debunk this. And I might do this for everything else because this is economics one is bullshit. It's, I mean, he's got this whole mess of crap, and I just some of it I'm like, okay, some of it I can see, that's fine, but a lot of it I'm just like, nope, you don't know what you're talking about, man. Anyway, this is already kind of a long video, so I'm gonna end it there. You guys take care, like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. I'll see y'all next time.